empezar, quería contarles un poco de la historia de Eric. Eric, if you want to tell us a bit about your story. I know that you were a manager first when you were in university. And yeah, if you want to tell us a bit about yourself and about your story.
Sure. Since I was a little kid, I knew I wanted to be in the business of music. I never wanted to be an artist myself, although I always studied all musical instruments and studied how to be a producer and an engineer. But my goal was to get an artist signed to a record label, to a major record label. I think that anybody growing up in the music industry, in my generation, that's all we wanted. We thought that was the end-all be-all, was to get signed to a major record contract. So I managed artists. I did everything that I possibly could to promote their music, to get them shows, to get them to perform, with this end goal of ideally landing a major label contract. And throughout university, I ran this management company, and eventually we got an artist who got enough buzz, and we signed them to Atlantic Records. And I thought that that was going to be the moment that changed my life. But what I realized was nothing changed, nothing happened. I thought this magic label was going to come in and put our artists on the radio and put them on TV and put them on tour. And I just didn't understand that it's still up to the management team. So I don't know if it's different with your experiences with Sony, but from my experience, the end goal wasn't to find a record label. It was to get exposure, and it was to earn a living off of your art as an artist. So I wasn't really sure what to do, but I changed the way that I looked at music and artists in the music industry. And I was just doing anything to promote these artists. We were making music in my home, in my bedroom. I always had a recording set up, and then I would throw a bunch of shows. So what became painfully obvious was record labels weren't investing in independent young talent. They weren't investing to develop an artist anymore. They were only investing in signing proven success. And how do you get that proven success as an independent? Well, I was throwing a show one day, and a creative from Leo Burnett, which is an advertising agency, came to the show. They came up with me after, and they said, "Hey, can I use one of these songs in a commercial for McDonald's?" And I didn't understand really what that meant, and I thought it was, kind of lame. But I asked to understand a little bit more, so they took me to the recording studio, and they showed me all these commercials. And they showed me that they need to put music in every single commercial. And obviously, if they're putting millions of dollars into a commercial so that everybody sees it, everybody's also hearing the music in the background. So we did it. We made a little bit of money. We placed the song into a commercial. But what was amazing was they started getting more fans. Then the artist started attracting more and more people. So that was very interesting, but it wasn't necessarily the cracked code yet. And then one day I was working on a McDonald's commercial. The rapper didn't show up, and I was given the opportunity to rap on the McDonald's commercial. So I went into the booth, I rapped about 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. And it was fine, it was funny, but the royalties started coming. And that's when I realized that every single time a commercial plays or television show plays, the people who have music in that commercial, you're going to get paid over and over and over and over. So that's when I realized that was the avenue for success for independent artists, at least the way that I was thinking about the industry. It wasn't about getting signed to a major record label. It was about getting your music heard, getting new fans, and getting paid well for your music and for your craft. So that's when we started Music Dealers. That was about 2007, early 2008. I went from managing 4 artists to 6 artists to representing the music for 40, then 400, then 4,000. Today we're the largest community of independent artists in the world. About 20,000 artists from 120 different countries, all types of music, all genres. And we place the music in tons of television commercials, television shows. We're the largest provider of music to Viacom, so all of the crappy reality shows that you see on MTV, they are using about 20-30 songs per episode. So it's a massive opportunity for independent artists, and that's what we built the business off of.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to show the video on your website so we can see what Music Dealers is about. Voy a poner un video